Hello, YouTube. I'm outside of Million Year Picnic in Cambridge, Massachusetts. Let's go inside and see what we can find. Okay, guys, I hope you enjoyed the montage of the inside of the Million Year Picnic. I have to say right from the beginning that this was an awesome shop located in Cambridge, Massachusetts. If you didn't know, I recently went there for a weekend to celebrate the new year, and I checked out a few comic shops, and I was happy that I went to go see this shop. It is across the street from Harvard, and it actually is the oldest comic shop in New England. It was opened up in the early 70s. Now the address is 99 Mount Auburn Street, Cambridge, Massachusetts, 02138. The phone number is 617-492-6763. The owner was a great guy. His name was Tony, and he used to work in the shop when the previous owner owned it, and the previous owner is Jerry Weiss. Now, Jerry is someone who is very big in the comic community. I'm going to show you quickly a biography right here about him, and he was involved. He's an artist. He had the comic shop. He was involved early with CGC. He is an author. Here are some of the books that he penned and he authored that were up for sale, and it is truly amazing. In fact, CGC recognizes him for a CGC signature series, and in fact, if you go on eBay now, there are a lot of books for sale from his estate. So it was a lot of knowledge. He wrote the Comic Art Price Guide and several other books that are very big in the comic community. So, was it worth the trip? 100%. This was my kind of shop. It was older, actually being the oldest one in New England. There was a lot of stock. Things were priced sort of well, but good for me. There were boxes of books on the floor that were not organized yet that the owner said I can go through. The owner was very knowledgeable and helpful, and we discussed comics for quite some time. The only negative thing I can say is I didn't have enough time to hang out there because my daughter and my wife were waiting outside in the car. I could have stayed there the whole day talking to the owner, Tony, going through the books, and I definitely would recommend, and that was, I think, 3 definites to go back to this shop. It was definitely just a jewel and a historic time capsule, and I really had a great time. So, what did I get? The first book that I got was nothing special. It's a Hulk 229. It's in poor shape. It was actually in the box on the floor if you watch the whole montage that I was going through. This is a cover date of November 1978. It's a Herb Trimpe cover, and I am collecting the whole run of the Hulk, and I do not have that. The next one was Hulk 204 that I picked up. Again, it was in the same box. I can clean that up and take care of those curves. And this is from October 1976, and it is a Dan Atkins cover. The next book I picked up is another Tales to Astonish, number 96. Everyone knows who watches my channel, I really like that book, and whenever I see them, I'll pick them up. And that also is it is a Dan Atkins cover. I don't know if I said that correctly, but my notes say it's a Dan Atkins cover. The next book I picked up, and I was going through those bins hoping to find some keys, and there were keys, but I was hoping maybe for a Hulk key or something like that. I found one that was sort of close. Hulk 179, which is one away from 180 and 181. Now, Hulk 179 is from September 1974, and it's a Herb Trimpe cover. The next book, I like Bronze Age horror, is Frankenstein Monster number 9, and this is from March 1974, and that is just a cool cover. I think this is a 2-part edition. This is the second of the series with Frankenstein against Dracula. So what a great cover. picking this up. I was very happy to see a lot of these classic Bronze Age books in the bins. The next book I picked up was, actually I was very excited to see that, The Monster of Frankenstein #1. I wanted to pick this book up because I want to start picking up Bronze Age horror, and this was in the bin. I took it out, and I think it's a steal. I think I can make it very nice or in better condition, just putting a little work into it. Here is the back. It will clean up hopefully quite well. And as you can see, there is a price tag on the back. And the price tag is, let's see if its focus is in, it was priced as $14. Listen, a #1 Bronze Age horror comic for $14, I'll buy them day in and day out. The last book that I picked up was a Golden Age, and it's Whiz Comics #105. I have a copy of that, but mine has a few pages missing inside. So here we go, Whiz Comics #25. If you look, you'll see there is a price tag of $25 for this book, and I'll tell you, some of these price tags were put on, and I think they were put on long ago. Tony in the shop, I don't believe, is a guy that's going to start changing prices. If you bring it up to the counter, the price that's on it is the price that you're going to pay. In fact, you're going to pay less, because all these books that I'm showcasing now, when I finally went to pay the bill after discussing it with Tony and talking about comics and how I felt the shop was really great, he said, give me $50. So $50 for all these books at the Million Year Picnic in Cambridge, Massachusetts. That's where I got them from. If anyone is in the area, I would highly recommend to go to this shop. I have to say, out of all of the shops that I've been going to so far and making uploads, I have to put the Million Year Picnic, based on the history, the stock, the books he had. I have to put it maybe in my top 2 shops so far. I really, really loved it, and it's a great shop and a great piece of American and comic history, in my opinion, based on the current owner and the prior owner and the history that both of them have. So thank you for watching. Appreciate you stopping by. And you know what I'm going to say next. Stay tuned.